I wanted to do an outage report. We've really never talked about that, how many outages that we see in our system. And I started June 1st, because that's usually when we start with our storm season. And in June, we had 2 outages in the Mesquite area that affected 23 customers for a total of 33 hours. And in Overton, we had 1 outage that affected 1 customer for 2.5 hours. In July, we had 5 outages in Mesquite that affected 32 customers for a total of 73 hours. And in Overton, we had 2 outages that affected 10 customers for a total of 11 hours. In August, there have been no outages in Mesquite. In Overton, there were 3 outages that affected 35 customers for a total of 102 hours, with 1 outage being 97 of those hours. We had a high voltage dig in. From June 1st to date, then, we've had 108 customers that have seen an outage for a total of 222 customer hours. So we've had a very trouble-free summer, considering we had 28 million customer hours. In our safety program in July, we discussed workplace violence. And in August, we had a fall protection equipment inspection. And in conjunction with that, we actually had the BDI Saila company, their trainer, come in and train us on fall protection. They actually set up a scaffolding. We did they dropped a 200-pound object without any type of arresting device, and 3,000 pounds of force would have been put on a 200-pound individual falling 4 feet with the arresting device that was 700 pounds. Basically, you walk away from any fall. And we also had the A.B. Chance company at that meeting come in and go over equal potential. To date, we've been 5 years, 10 months, and 9 days for 2,134 days without a lost time accident. We're going for that 6-year mark on October 17th, and that's another goal that we're pushing towards. Any questions? Thank you.
I would just add that Rich's and John's crew did a great job with maintenance and troubleshooting before we have problems, and that's why we see that low number of outages and that low number on overtime is because that's reflected in the maintenance and the good job that they do. So I really appreciate the great job that they do. Melissa?
Okay, for July, our operating margin was $3,882,000. Our cost of purchased power for July was $2,714,000, contributing to our total cost of electric service of $3,478,000, giving us a margin for the month of $403,725, and our margin for the year is at $1,185,000. Oops. On our balance sheet, you can see that our total utility service and plant is at $99,207,000. Our net utility plant is at $75,519,000, adding to our total assets of $92,244,000. On the liability side, our total margins and equity is at $32,995,000, giving us an equity as a percentage of our assets of 35.77%. And our total liabilities is again the $92,244,000.
Did we move that percentage up a little?
I mean, yes. So you can see a breakdown of our cash. We'll go to a little larger version so it's easier to read. Our ending balance as of the end of the month was $6,866,000. That is an increase from last month of $853,000. We have a graphical representation so you can see the last year. From that we have liabilities of customer deposits, work order deposits, construction done, and refunds to the state, giving us a total available cash of $6,669,000. In July, we received 17 connect fees for $26,252. We have a breakdown of our electric accounts receivable, and we currently have 94 billing arrangements for a total of $19,201. Here we have a breakdown of our long-term debt. We have a quarterly payment due to CFC at the end of September, which will be paid in full and on time.
One of the things that we'll see change in probably September or October here is our loan number 9 is due for repricing the first of the year. And we've talked to CFC and we can do a repricing on that a couple of months early. So it'll go from interest from the 5.9% to approximately 3.5%. So we'll do that as soon as we possibly can.
You can also see at the bottom the breakdown of our bonds, and we have a payment due on December 31st, and that also will be paid in full and on time. As of July 31st, we had 14,251 customers. Here we have a breakdown of our revenue by customer class. We go to an enlarged version so it's easier to read. You see at the bottom of the screen for July, our monthly cost was at 6.13 cents. Our monthly revenue was at 9.83 cents. And our 2013 average cost is at 5.89 cents. Here we have a graphical representation of our margins, and we'll continue to follow that throughout the year. And that concludes my presentation.
The 14,251 meters, right?
Yes,
Yes.
correct. After meters.
Well, before we go on to the checks, let me just share a little bit of information with you. First of all, with the government grants and loan programs that are available, we've had a lot of people with renewable projects that have come through here. We continue to meet with a number of different individuals and explore different projects. Last week we had a gentleman came in. He's actually grinding up trash in Las Vegas and making little bricks that he burns. The problem with a project like that is it doesn't have the water, it doesn't have the EPA requirements to do that, but we continue to meet with people to gather new ideas and see what information is out there. And there are some good ideas and some good projects that are coming down the pipe. I wanted to give you an update on the NV Energy filing that we made. We have intervened in the docket that concerns the tariff changes for NV Energy. Just for your information, there are 19 dockets filed that are associated with this matter and the tariff changes for NV Energy, and we've just intervened on one of those. There's roughly 16 other firms that have intervened along with us, and they represent a whole host of different entities. So a lot of people are lined up to discuss what's going to go on there and how that will come out.
Those are all people using the energy system for transmission purposes.
Yes. And a judge was just selected last week that will head up that docket and those discussions. There has been no other information that's come out to us yet at this time. I want to let you know that last week I attended a meeting with Senator Heller's and Senator Reed's staff. I went with the other general managers from the Nevada Rural Electric. We had really a pretty productive meeting. We talked about some BLM issues and some legislative issues where the senators were good help. We were well received. We had some good dialogue and good discussion. And as part of our discussion, these staff members have agreed to come to our NREA annual meeting in September. And with that, I would just remind you that you're invited to attend that. You can contact Becky. She will sign up, get the sign up taken care of for you. That annual meeting is on the 26th of September. That's a Thursday in Las Vegas. And so you're welcome to attend that meeting. And then following the meeting that day, the Colorado River Commission is scheduled to take us on a Hoover Dam tour. And that will be kind of a behind the scenes little extra tour if you're interested in attending that.
Is there going to be water Hoover Dam?
I hope so.